Well, let me tell you something, Dad. It is time to give Mom a break. You may not be the best lullaby singer perhaps in the world, but why not jump into the kitchen and take a load off Mom by making some healthy food for the kids? But whether it's Mom or Dad who ultimately cook, Heather Schoenrock from Jack's Harvest is in the Everyday Kitchen with some secrets to making your own baby food. Welcome, Heather.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Yes. So what are we going to make today?
Today what we're going to do is we're going to make a puree of sweet potatoes and apples with a little bit of cinnamon. But since I have a lot of different kids, they're different ages, I have 9, 5, 2.5, we're going to take that puree and we're going to make dinner for the whole family.
No way.
Yep.
You can make dinner for the whole family?
Absolutely.
Starting with that puree.
We're going to hide some veggies so nobody knows they're in there.
Because who would want those?
Nobody.
Okay.
Nobody. So let's get started over here. What we're going to do is basically what I've done is I bake some sweet potatoes at 450 for about an hour.
Okay.
I like to bake them because they get really sweet and caramelized and they're easy to peel. You just peel it right off, you know, and so you don't have to get your peeler out. I'm going to get you peeling these apples for me, okay?
You bet.
So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put them in my blender. And I'm going to put about 3 sweet potatoes. They're such different sizes. You know, some of them are huge and some of them are a little smaller. So about 3 potatoes in there.
Why the apple?
I just like mixing things. And babies do not have the same restrictions about what goes together as we adults do. And the apples add a little bit of sweetness and, you know, vitamin C plus an apple a day.
Yeah. Well, you know what mix I never did understand is clamato juice.
Ooh.
Why mix fish and vegetables?
That's unnecessary.
Vegetables are bad enough by themselves.
That is unnecessary. It really is.
Makes no sense to me.
Yeah, here there's some veggies with some clams in it. They're delicious. Also, what I'm doing, I did everything organic, and I think when you're cooking for the baby, if you can afford it, organic's the way to go.
Okay.
They really, we don't want fertilizers or pesticides in the baby's body, so we're trying to do that. So while you're peeling those, I actually peeled some earlier, and I put them over here. Yeah, I'll give you a little bit of a break.
Okay.
And I'm going to throw
I'm
these
still
in
going to
my
peel
blender.
these.
Yeah, go ahead. I love it that you're helpful in the kitchen.
I come from a long line of peelers.
Fabulous. I like a good sous chef.
Yeah.
So I'm just going to put these in here. And another thing I'm going to do is I'm going to add a half a teaspoon of cinnamon. And people always ask, well, can I put spices in the baby food? You can.
Can you?
Yeah, especially cinnamon. It's an antibacterial, anti-inflammatory. It regulates blood sugar, and its taste and smells fantastic.
Yeah.
And at Jack's Harvest, we kind of got started because I thought, why should baby food taste horrible?
Right.
I don't get it. If I don't want to taste it when I give it to you, why would I give it to you?
You know, the first baby food, solid food we gave my oldest daughter was, we were at Marie Callender's restaurant, and they have this great cheese broccoli soup or something like that.
Oh, yeah.
And so she had a taste of it, and it tasted really good, and so we gave her some more, and we gave her some more, and so she ate probably half a bowl.
Absolutely.
And we saw that soup again about half an hour, 45 minutes later, because it was a little rich.
A little later?
Yeah, all over the crib.
I'm just going to blend this up real quick. And I like to get it nice and smooth because the sweet potatoes are so delicious. It doesn't take that long, you know, probably 3 times through, and it'll come into a nice smooth puree like this.
Okay.
And I swear it's delicious. People try our baby food and they'll be like, oh, I don't eat baby food. I'm like, try it. It's not what you're used to. It's fresh made. It's not jarred. When they jar the baby food, they superheat it to 191 degrees. It kills a lot of the flavor and the nutrients.
And you're going to extend this into adult food as well.
I am. So let's take it over here. Basically what I've done is I'm going to take this puree.
I'd like them apples.
Beautiful.
Thanks.
I love it. You can come work for me at Jack's Harvest anytime you want.
As much as I'd like to.
So what I'm going to do is I take some ramekins. I'm just going to spray them a little bit with cooking spray just so I don't have to clean them up later on. It's really just for that reason. And then I'm going to spoon some of the sweet potato apple puree about halfway through. And this is where I bring the kids in the kitchen because I want them cooking. I want them interested in food. I want them to know where their food comes from. And I find if they make it, they'll at least try it. And then I give
dads
them,
can make this too. It's safe at home for the dads to get involved.
It's a fun evening. I mean, if mom's out for girls' night, this is a fun thing to do with the kids.
It's something you can do.
You can
Fathers can cook.
Yes, they can. Absolutely.
That's debatable for some families.
And I just put out a bunch of different things. You know, there's some raisins, walnuts, brown sugar.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
This is like a
twice baked potato.
Like a sweet potato bar.
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly. In fact, my daughter said, "Can we do this for my birthday?" I'm like, I don't know how your friends are going to think about that, but yes, we can do that. And then for my kids that don't like sweet, I have a salsa and some, you know,
Would
cheddar
you really
cheese.
put salsa in that sweet potato?
Yeah.
Really?
It's really good baked, honestly.
You tell me the truth.
It is. I swear. I wouldn't lie to you. I wouldn't lie to you. So, you know, they'll come in and they'll put what they want to put on there. The marshmallows are always a big favorite. And I don't mind them having a few marshmallows if they're going to eat sweet potatoes. Okay?
As long as there's not modified food starch in that.
No, no, those are all organic. Everything here is organic. Everything that I cook with is organic all the time. So just throw these in the oven over here. I've got it preheated. Just move this over. And those are going to bake for about 7 minutes, not that long, because we just want to get the tops brown.
Okay.
Okay, so let's move this out of the way.
All right, the puree we're going to leave here, or?
We are going to leave the puree here because we're going to use it again.
Now, you asked me a minute ago to do the eggs for you.
I did, and they're not done yet, so let's get going here.
Hey, you sound like Lisa. This is a familiar kitchen to me. Okay.
I like that you're used to taking orders. I like that, man. So I've got my chicken tenders here, and you can just buy chicken breasts and slice them up yourself. That's probably cheaper. I'm going to season them with a little bit of salt and a little bit of pepper. And you are whisking up that egg for me beautifully.
This is a great French toast pan. Where'd you get this?
It's great.
Yeah.
Cook's Warehouse.
Okay.
That's my shopping. I like to go to Cook's Warehouse and walk around for an hour or two. And then while you're doing that, what I'm going to do is I'm going to add some panko breadcrumbs. And I'm going to add some flaxseed meal, which adds some omega-3s. And you can't taste it, so you may as well just add it into anything that you can. I like to hide nutrients.
Sneaky,
I am
Heather.
Sneaky. And then a quarter cup of some Parmesan cheese.
Okay. That's not cayenne. What is that?
It is cayenne pepper.
Is it really?
Just a little bit.
Don't get that mixed up with the cinnamon.
No, that would be bad. That would be bad.
You'll be talking to that baby all night long, won't you?
You would. Just a sprinkle, and it doesn't make it hot. It just gives it this like rich flavor.
Okay.
I think it's the secret recipe at KFC, to be honest. I won't tell anybody. So I'm just going to toss that around. If you will add my sweet potatoes in with the eggs.
No, really?
Yeah, really.
Man, you are sneaky.
I am. I have children who do not like vegetables, and now they've even asked me, they're like, do you have any of your Jack's Harvest in this? No. If you just whisk that up for me a little bit.
Okay. What's Jack's Harvest?
Jack's Harvest is the organic baby food company that my friend Connie and I started. We're about a year old, and we're sold in all the Whole Foods in Georgia and South Carolina, and a bunch of great specialty stores as well. It's all organic, nothing added, no preservatives, and we do things like, you know, sweet potatoes with broccoli with cinnamon. Things you wouldn't necessarily think to do, but they're fantastic together.
Now, you also do the puree in a different form, don't you? You freeze it?
Freeze it. Yes.
Ice cube trays?
I have little heart-shaped cubes that we use at Jack's Harvest. But when you're making your baby food, feel free to put them in ice cube trays. Make a lot, because if you're going to make the effort of making a mess, make more than you need. Put them in the ice cube trays, cover them, put them in the freezer. They freeze in about 24 hours. You can put them in a Ziploc bag. Just make sure you label them. They're good for 6 months.
Okay, now what do you do when you want to serve it?
Just take it out. And I don't like microwaving in plastic or ceramic, so if you've got a glass bowl, or a ceramic bowl, I mean plastic or in the microwave is not good.
Okay.
So we want to have a glass or ceramic bowl, put it in there. These cubes will melt in about 30 seconds.
Really?
Yeah, stir them up, and then you can mix and match. So baby doesn't love peas, but they like applesauce. Put the applesauce in with a little bit of the peas.
You wouldn't do that.
Until they get used to it. They do, they'll eat it. And then they'll get used to that green flavor. And you add a little more pea, a little less apple, and the next thing you know, they're eating peas.
They like vegetables.
Exactly, exactly.
Cute.
Yes.
Leads to dancing, okay.
So we're going to put our chicken tenders into the egg and sweet potato mixture. Just kind of stir this around a little bit.
Now, what's the difference between chicken tenders and chicken breasts? Because they look
nothing.
Okay.
It's just sliced. You could slice it up any way you wanted to. You could do chicken nuggets if your kids like that better.
Should I use these?
Sure.
These are more handy.
They are handy.
You can never have too many of these, can you?
They're good for chasing the kids around the kitchen with, too.
I warned you. All right.
So I'm just going to roll them around in my panko mixture. And then what I do is I go ahead and get my Pyrex dish. I put about 2½ tablespoons of butter in here, organic. Get it hot. Put it in your 450-degree oven and get that butter hot. That's where you get the crispy. Like it almost feels like it's fried, but we're not going to fry it.
No.
But that's where the crispy comes. So I'm going to put them in my pan.
Okay.
And then you put them in the oven at 450. Cook them for 10 minutes on one side.
Okay.
Bring your oven down to 350. Flip the chicken nuggets and cook them until they're done, about 12 more minutes. And that's it.
So in this meal, you have made the freezable puree potato, and then you've incorporated that into the chicken nuggets, and that's for your older kids.
That's right. That's right. I'm in the kitchen. I want to make a meal that at least serves tonight and tomorrow night. I love it when I can freeze stuff. If I'm going to make spaghetti sauce, I make a huge bunch of spaghetti sauce because I want to have dinner another night. You know, we're all busy. Everybody's working. You're trying to make a nice, healthy meal. You may as well make as much as you can when you're in there.
Yeah, and you may as well drag Dad by the ear in there and get him working too.
Absolutely. And it's fun for dads when they find that recipe that's their recipe.
Yeah.
You know, like my husband has a goulash recipe. That's his recipe.
Can you show us the end product? Do we have some oven mitts here?
I've got some in the oven. Let me get them out.
Oven mitt here so we don't want to burn
Yes, please. Thank you.
There you go. Oh, those look good.
Don't they look good?
And crispy.
Very crispy and tasty and delicious. In fact, I had to make 3 batches of this because my kids kept eating everything.
Lift those up so the camera can.
Sure.
Oh,
there we
go. crew, you get to eat those.
Yes.
Isn't that great? Okay.
And then I've even over here, this is how I would serve the dinner. I would have some chicken tenders. You've got your twice baked sweet potatoes, some Jack's Harvest applesauce, and some green beans.
Now let me count.
It's delicious.
Look, you have sweet potatoes.
Yes.
Sweet potatoes.
Yes.
Sweet potatoes. All vegetables.
Peach apples, actually, and green beans.
Oh, peach apple. Okay. You are
So we've
very
got
sneaky.
fruit and we've got vegetables. We've got everything in one plate, and it's all really delicious.
Excellent.
Yes.
Jack's Harvest. Well, Heather, thank you so much.
Thank you, Marcus. Thanks for having me.
We can create our own baby food, and it probably tastes a lot better, doesn't it?
It does. It's very fresh and very delicious.
Okay. Well, thanks for coming in.
Thank you.
And do you have a website?
We do. www.jacksharvest.com.
JacksHarvest.com.
And all
You've
these
heard it.
recipes are up there as well.
Okay. Thank you. When we come back, it's going to be Moms on Call, not the cell phone.